intelligently. Okay, we'll call this special town board meeting to order. Supervisor.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, the purpose of this meeting was to hold a public hearing on the town budget. I'll ask the clerk to please read the notice.
The town warrants for public notice of the 2021 preliminary budget hearing. Notice is given that the preliminary budget for the town of Warrensburg, Warren County, New York, for fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2021 has been completed and filed in the office of the town clerk. Further notice is given that pursuant to the real property tax law, section 495, exemption report that shows total assessed value on the fiscal assessment roll that is exempt from taxation and how much of the total assessed value on the final assessment roll used in the budget process and is on file with the 2021 preliminary budget. Thank you.
Okay, any questions on this preliminary budget?
What, 5 cents, right, Kevin?
It looks like the tentative tax rate would be $3.79 this year. It was $3.74 last year. But that can change when the county figures it. The lighting district tax rate would be 37.1. Last year it was 35.2. There's no change in sewer water. Obviously, we're not changing the rates in sewer and water. We're going to use less fund balance to balance the town general fund. We're going to use $8,264 less this year than last year to balance the general fund. The highway will increase the highway fund balance usage to $23,782, a few dollars more than last year. The amount to be raised by tax is going up 1.65% total. Lighting district, the amount to be raised by tax went up $4,500, and that makes a 5.46% increase, and that's it. Sewer water stay about the same because they are fees, not taxes. And I appreciate the town board increasing my salary at the last meeting. So. Do you have any questions?
I have just because I'm new to the board, and this is still a learning experience for me. I wonder if you could help me understand on the medical health center, the contractual and the rent, just because I don't understand.
I ask that every year.
Somebody else got a chance.
That's good. It's a $25,000 rent we charge it. In and out fee, and it's just always been that way. It helps them for their funding.
It's to do with the federal funding they receive. They have to show income from the town, income going to the town. So it's an in and out. They show it in every health center they have in every community. It has something to do with the federal funding they receive. So they have to show it in and out. So that's an in and out. You'll see $25,000 worth of revenue, and you have $25,000 worth of expense. As far as the $15,000, that's maintaining of the lot. We used to pay a lot more than that when we went into this one this year. We budget $15,000, and we maintain the plowing and do some. So it's to cover some of the work on the land. Okay, we don't pay for any physical things anymore. That's what we negotiate. It goes up 5% every 5 years.
So thank you for this explanation.
So yeah, that's basically it. It used to be more than that.
Right.
We used to pay $30,000-$40,000 there in the old health center. We got this worked in, but this is a 20-year with a 20-year renewal.
With that little maintenance, we used to be responsible for some interior maintenance down there, which was it's all new metal and all the gas.
Thanks for the explanation.
Yep. But,
And I do have one more question.
Sure.
A different subject matter. as the board knows, we're looking at some, perhaps attracting some new activities. And my concern is, how do we add those potential expenses, whatever they may be, whether they be small or into the $10,000 range? How do we, can you help me understand how we might be able to add them in once the budget is,
Well, if it came to fruition and we really want to do that, we have two ways. We can take it from our contingency fund or we can take it from our fund balance that we'll have.
so there are opportunities?
Oh, yeah, there are ways of doing that. I'd rather do it that way than actually fund it through because I don't think our taxpayers would appreciate a tax increase to getting involved with Hickory Hill at this time, so. But if we come where we find out and the board wants to encumber that expense, we have two ways of doing it. Contingency fund or fund balance.
Again, thank you for
Yep.
the education.
Anything else?
No, I would
Once again, it's a good crafted conservative budget, Kevin, we commend you, and with health insurance costs over $500,000 premiums just for employees. Again, I'm just being part of the system, I'm thankful for being part of it, and it's a big nut for our taxpayers to fund, but once again, it's part of what we have to do, as in, keep things where we're going, and keep the tax rate down, the levy down, it's, so we commend it.
I was going to formulate it out the real numbers, it's about $200,000 set aside for 7 months.
Right, it'd be, $5, so it'd be probably $10 on a $200,000 house, yeah.
If they're in the line.
But we are cognizant that it's, it's still $780 for that town tax, and we are lower than the county tax rate. I don't know where that's gonna be this year. But, very conservative, and I did use a little more sales tax, even though we don't budget to our fully amount of sales tax. It's, the economy is starting to recover some. Everything's a crapshoot. So it's about as conservative I could get.
I think we're doing more with less, really.
Well, we're doing a lot in the, we have a $216,000 project at the wastewater treatment plant's gonna be paid for. We probably will have to bond a portion of that, but the things that we maintain, Eddie does a good job of what I wish we could borrow $1 million and let Ed fix some of these outlying roads. We just can't do that. Water sewer plants, we have put a lot of money in those water sewer plants. I think in the future, there's not gonna be a lot of grant funding available, so we're gonna have to do that. And as I told Rich the other day, our biggest project, other than what we do with the wastewater treatment plant, is we gotta replace that pipe. And that has to be done irregardless, and we've applied for WIA money, water improvement money. There's not a lot of money. We'll continue to look for grants. Obviously, we'll continue, but if you read the newspaper and see what's going on, the state's pretty well broke. If you look at the town operations, I do want to finish the Echo Lake. I don't want to leave it that way. We've got plans to improve the handicap parking. We're going to work with the highway department to improve the handicap parking down by the lake, and then they've got some thoughts on how they start to work on a picnic area down by the beach and leveling off some of that, and it's coming from our employees. We're very fortunate. That being said, I would be remiss if I didn't mention the tragic loss of Chip Webster the other day, who's has worked for us for about 10 years in a wastewater treatment plant. He's one of our operators, does a very good job, and he's going to be sorely missed. So that caught everybody off guard, and we feel for Chip and especially for his family. So that's a tough thing. But if you look at our fleet, our highway fleet, I think Brian, being chairman of that committee, I think we have a pretty good fleet now.
Yeah.
I do know that we want to replace the sweeper. You know, we would sell this sweeper and purchase a new one. It gets a lot of use here. It's a valuable tool. That would probably be our major purchase in the highway department. We just bought the trucks for the water sewer department. So they're in pretty good shape. I don't know of any big purchases. They've held the line. Our employees have held the line pretty well. Plus they came to work every day.
And he mentioned the chippers getting showing its age someday.
Well, yes, he'd rather have the sweeper first, so.
Absolutely.
The sweeper he uses very often, you know?
Yeah, and, you know, we continue to look at long-term debt, and we continue to monitor that. You know, I'll look at the interest rates now, and rates are down. If we think there's something we really would wanna get into, we'll try to do it that way. It may make sense for the next couple of years, and like I said, a lot of it depends on the presidential election where we go, so. But if you see of anything, I know Hickory Hill's been discussed, but I just caution you. You know, let's go in there with our eyes wide open, and I think Mr. Van Fleet Van Pelt is very honest and would like to see the facility opened up. But it needs a lot of work. It's been mothballed since 2010. So there's a lot of regulations that are involved in it. And when I asked Rex about the insurance, what they had to pay, it's pretty good. He told me it was like a $40,000 price tag just for insurance on it, but I'm not sure. So I've contacted our insurance people. And Bob will write I told Bob to write a step-by-step what he would want us to do to protect the residents of the town, so. That's about it, and I know, you know, we keep working on economic development. Hopefully something will break, but, we'll see. So that's my budget message is, you know, it's conservative. We're still getting things done. We're still maintaining the community, and, you know, we're just fortunate to have the staff, and I'm fortunate to be able to work with all you folks and be able to do this, put this together. But, I think most people are in the same boat. I think most of our communities are holding the line, are going for slight increases, because it's an unknown. You know, so.
Motion to adopt preliminary 2021.
Well, it'd be the, adopted. Motion by John, second by Rich to adopt the 2020 town budget. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any other business to come in front of the board today? No? Motion to adjourn, Brian?
Yep.
Second, Donnie?
Sure.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you all.